morning. Welcome to the Eastchester Board of Fire Commissioners. We're having a special meeting. So it's Saturday morning, and we're going to have a special meeting. So let's have a salute to the flag.
9:15 a.m.
9:15. And the flags up there. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, I look for a motion to open the meeting.
So moved.
Second it.
Okay, so Mr. Laurie. Jerry. Okay. So, the purpose of this meeting is to, we need to hire a fire district treasurer. We had published online in the town public access channels and through Twitter and through our emails the position opening. We had we had a bunch of very strong candidates, but one in particular, Miss Jamie Henstrom, who applied, and her qualifications were outstanding.
CPA.
She has a CPA. She has a bachelor's degree and a master's degree, and a very strong. Very strong. Yes, very strong candidate. So.
Town resident.
Town resident as well, lifetime town resident. So I would look for a resolution. I'll read it, and we'll see if we can have any discussion. The board has interviewed her and was quite pleased. So I'm going to read a resolution, and then we'll look for a motion to hire her. The following, okay. Motion to appoint Jamie Henstrom to the position of treasurer for the Eastchester Fire District starting on February 8th, 2016. For the year of 2016, at a rate of $63 per hour, the position has pension eligibility, health care insurance per night shift regulations and requirements, holidays unpaid, sick leave as required by law, sick leave incentive none, hours generally 17 hours per week, longevity none, personal days none, vacation 2 weeks paid 17 hours per week, overtime as required by law. And again, it's Jamie Henstrom, CPA, MST. The MST means she has a degree in master's in taxation. As the fire district treasurer, she will be vested with all powers and shall perform all the duties of fire district treasurer as defined within town law. This appointment will expire on December 31st, 2016. The amount of hours may vary each week, but expected to be 17 hours or determined by the board. So, can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
That's Jerry and Commissioner Laurie. So I'll poll the board. Commissioner Laurie?
Aye.
Commissioner Inkledon?
Aye.
Commissioner Baker?
Aye.
Commissioner Napolitano?
Aye.
And I'll say aye. And we welcome Jamie on board and look forward to having you here. Now, there's a few housekeeping things that go with that. The Eastchester Board of Fire Commissioners, by this resolution, directs J.P. Morgan Chase to authorize Treasurer Henstrom to give instructions, including bank wires, banking authority on behalf of the fire district accounts, and be signature on fire district accounts. Furthermore, Chief Michael Grogan and Treasurer Henstrom are authorized by this board resolution to be signatures on the collateral and pledge agreements. All banking statements will be mailed to Eastchester Fire District, 255 Main Street, Eastchester, New York. Board Chairman Dennis Winter and Chief Mike Grogan are authorized to communicate and execute all documents and agreements with J.P. Morgan Chase on behalf of the Fire District to allow Mrs. Henstrom access to the accounts of the Fire District. Motion for that?
So moved.
So Mr. Baker and Mr. Laurie. Mr. Laurie?
Second.
Yes, we go.
Aye.
Aye.
Baker?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'll say aye. So that passes. Okay, so now we have a couple more of these little things. We need to authorize Ms. Henstrom to have all the passwords codes for, and I'll just, Board of Fire Commissioners has approved Mrs. Jamie Henstrom, Treasurer, Eastchester Fire District, will be required to have access to New York State retirement system. All healthcare provider passwords and codes, all insurance passwords and codes, New York State controllers, access and codes, Westchester County Civil Service access and codes, deferred compensation access and codes, QuickBooks, and DCP. The treasurer will have access to all files, keys, passwords, to all computers, locks, cabinets, storage, doors, desks, and petty cash locker of the fire district. Any issue with that?
Nope.
Okay. The board desires to have, now here I'm adding this to this because we haven't done this in the past. We're running into an issue where when we go to buy something online, like software, for even Google or for QuickBooks, they require credit card numbers. They don't really want checks anymore.
Yep.
So we've over the years have avoided getting a credit card or a debit card for obvious reasons of not having one less thing to worry about. But we're finding that it becomes problematic to get software upgrades and that type of thing without having a credit card for the fire district.
And it really, because we've been putting it on our personal credit cards even as commissioners, and it's just ethically we shouldn't be doing it.
Well, that's not the thing. That's just better to have it.
It's better, right?
It's better to have our own. Then the question comes, what do we get, a credit card or a debit card? I'm almost thinking we get a debit card and put a very small balance in that
Credit
account.
won't work.
Yeah,
Credit
my-
won't work, there's a difference, it has to be credit.
Has to be credit?
Does it have to be?
Yeah.
Okay, cause
For
like,
QuickBooks it does.
all right, I don't know, cause my law firm, New York State's going to electronic filings now. Little by little, it's becoming, voluntold. And what's exactly what we did when we wanted to file papers. We have a debit card with a limited amount of money, and only certain people have access to it, so we always know. They have to come to us and say, hey, I just used the budget on these 27 items, and we can check it, but it works great.
We could set a little limit on the credit card if that's a
Yeah, we
concern.
should.
Just,
Yeah.
you know, like,
We only need for QuickBooks alone is only $50 a month, so.
Yeah, but there may be a gap when we're not paying that bill on time, because the board has
We-
approved
yeah, but
it.
if we
We
put
could auto pay.
$1,000 in the.
We can
you know,
approve auto pay for
Yeah.
QuickBooks.
Okay.
But it's gotta be a credit card then.
Okay. So
How's
here's,
that?
yeah, I think it's gonna have a low limit. My limit would be for love, not to exceed $5,000.
Yeah, that's fine, even less than that is fine.
The board desires the fire district to have one credit card to allow the fire district to order supplies, including online purchases. The credit card will be controlled by the fire district treasurer. All monthly statements will be mailed to the fire district and supplied to the board and the chief each month. The desiring issuing bank is J.P. Morgan, a credit line not to exceed $5,000. Any problems with that? Okay, so we'll make that motion.
I'll make the motion.
Jerry, and a second.
Second.
Mr. Laurie. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So that motion carries. And we have to instruct, we'll.
Centurion?
Centurion, the payroll service. Board of Fire Commissioners hereby authorizes Chief Grogan to instruct Syrian payroll services to authorize persons to give instructions on behalf of the fire district and accounts controlled by Syrian. What they do is they actually move the money. We send a check to Syrian, and they blast out checks. So it's kind of like a banking relationship. Authorize Jamie Hengstrom and Mike Grogan. All mail and deliveries for this account will be sent to the Eastchester Fire District, 255 Main Street, Eastchester, New York. So, any motion on that?
I'll make the motion.
Peter. Second is Mr. Baker. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so now we have some bills to pay. I haven't, you folks have read the bills, I don't know.
No,
Okay.
I have it right here.
Okay, I'll go to the next item. The next item is, as we were discussing this changeover to the new treasurer, the issue of QuickBooks came up. We currently have QuickBooks residing on our computer. We're gonna move it to the cloud. And that's when the credit card came up as well. Getting it to the cloud required a credit card. John Filiberti has been our consultant from time to time. He's a QuickBooks person, so,
Didn't we use him when we had to
Yeah.
yes, we used him.
fix that last problem?
Yes.
Okay. He did an outstanding job.
Yes, he did a very good job reconstructing the 2012 accounts. So The board by this resolution authorizes the chairman of the Eastchester Fire District to engage a personal service contract with, engage the personal services of John Filiberti, professional services, not, the professional services of John Filiberti, as a consultant at a cost not to exceed $1,250 for training QuickBooks Cloud software for the front office. The hourly rate for his services will be $125 an hour. Mr. Filiberti will assist in the transfer of data and installation of QuickBooks to the cloud application. So he'll probably do it in less than 10 hours, but we're assuming at worst case it'll take him 10 hours.
I know why, but do we want to explain to the voting public why we're doing this?
Well, if we have it on the cloud, we all have access easier to the thing. Years ago, we had a problem with our QuickBooks account, and John Molzari fixed it all with the help of with Mr. Filiberti. When we came in, we had about a $35 million. When John Molzari showed up here, the first day he noticed about a $30 million QuickBooks negative balance,
Right.
because we never posted any income, or the treasurer at that time didn't post any income. So John had to go back 18 months and reconstruct every transaction we did and rebuilt the QuickBooks account. And then, so our QuickBooks has been up to date ever since that point, which was in, call it March 2013. And currently our QuickBooks are being maintained by Mary Lou Falcone and the chief.
However,
And-
by moving it to the cloud,
It'll give us more visibility.
and if that computer ever goes down,
We don't have to worry
we
about
don't
it.
lose everything.
Correct, we're backed up. We do back up right now
Right, but it's,
to Google Drive,
Right.
the QuickBooks, but this is better. So I need a.
Well, it's about access, it's about having us have the ability to access without having to come in the office.
Right.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, but wouldn't we have that on Google Drive?
No, you would still have to come in here and log into the application.
okay,
Yeah.
That only makes a backup of the database.
all right, so it's
This will give us access
access,
from anywhere,
then
including
it's
Jamie.
safety, so.
Including
I'll make
for
that motion.
Jamie,
She could work from home if she
if
had
she
to.
had to, in
And
a
I'm
privileged
assuming
situation.
there's a read-only access
Yes.
for
Yes.
us and,
Yeah.
Yep, I'll make that motion.
Mr. Baker. Second?
Second.
Oh, he said first. He don't want first. His name's quicker, easier to write. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carried. Okay.
Bills are done.
Now that's, that was the lion's share we had to do today. There are a couple other things that are happening. We need to buy some new furniture for the front office, so it's probably gonna be 2 desks, a printer table, and some shelving. Just make that aware. We don't have the price point yet, but we need to do that. We also need to buy 2 computers for the front office because we have 2 XP computers which are no longer viable. They're not, you can't use an XP computer anymore. If you have an XP computer at home, you should get rid of it. You can't use XP.
Can these be upgraded to the Windows 10 software, or do we think that
They
the
can,
That's
hardware
too old.
itself?
I looked at it.
So, but yeah, you could, if you had a very powerful machine, you could switch up. But usually by the time you built an XP machine, it was that many years ago. Training hours, oh, I circulated the hours of training for each of the members that were 2015. And the thought there is maybe we should start having, just like we do apps and that, a daily email that goes to the board every day that says, here is the number of hours of training each group or each person did. And that way we would see how much training is happening per day.
Yep.
Do we need that on a daily basis? I think we need it a lot. I think we need it, but I don't know what we need it on, you know,
Quarterly,
or
Well, I
monthly,
think,
or monthly,
well,
or
the
weekly.
problem is who's gonna do it? The groups work once every 4 days. So, and then, so a captain might come in with his vacations, he might come in he might work 2 tours and then be off for a tour, and then you may not get it, but twice a month, there'd be no,
so then a minimum of a month. Once a month.
well, each captain has to send it out once a month.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
I don't know, I mean, it should be just a real-time update. If it really doesn't matter, when we need it, we go access it. There should be a shared file that gets updated as time is added, and we just go get the version that's available. My point is, they shouldn't be holding off and then reporting in a month, holding off and reporting a month. Should be reporting in real time so we can all view it at any time.
What is the process for reporting it? They all,
That I don't know.
Right now, the captains right now input their tour into the RMS system. Now, we could probably go to the county and have a program written at the county, because I talked to them about this.
Why bother? It's
They
so
use
easy.
crystal reports, and they can just have a crystal reports written and it blasts us an email automatically.
We could do that, or,
That would be
there are not that
easiest,
many
right?
names to put an entry in RMS and put an entry in Google Sheets, so.
Right, but I
Shouldn't
don't
be a
think,
big deal.
I don't see how, I know dailies too much,
Right.
but the problem is I don't see how it gets, if you don't do it daily, I don't see how it gets done. Just because of the every 4-day working, and then the time off between groups. I just don't see how it gets done.
I think we should just say it differently. It should just be updated in real time. Here we go, there shouldn't be any time in it. Right? Because you go grab your report whenever you need it, and it should be up to date to that date.
Yeah, well, we can bat this around and talk about it next month. We're gonna be meeting again in February 16th. But we need to see the training with more visibility. That's all.
Concur with that, and then when you sent this out, it's like, wow.
Okay, we have to file something with New York State called an AUD. That filing is not gonna happen probably, it should be done by February 28th. So I'm gonna write New York State and request an extension for this. We did this back in 2013 when John joined, because it wouldn't be fair to have the document done by the end of the month. It's a accounting document. So we're gonna request a 60-day extension. Is everybody okay with that?
Sure.
Okay. And the other thing is Captain Tom is gonna be retiring from the fire district come February, I think the February 17th is his last day, and the chief was hoping he could put a buffet out of some sort.
That's fine with me.
35, he's been here 35 years. So,
It's the least we can do.
and what else did I have on my list? We have, we got, another thing I had on the agenda was, we received from New York State, the Office of Open Government, Bob Friedman's office, an opinion letter that basically, an advisory opinion, basically said the benevolent was not subject to FOIL if someone foiled them directly. So they're not subject to FOIL if somebody foiled them directly, but they are subject to FOIL if the fire department was to foil
Right.
because they act as an agent for us.
They are subject to FOIL, they're not subject to FOIL by the public.
Correct. They're subject to FOIL, but they're not subject to FOIL by the general public.
Right.
But they're subject to FOIL by the who they're in business for.
So it's not a FOIL. We wouldn't request a FOIL, we'd just request.
Well, we would FOIL.
It's not, I mean, we're not getting those documents on the Freedom of Information Act.
Yeah, we are.
Law.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, that's what his opinion letter said.
Yeah.
His opinion letter said that they're not, and again, this
Because
is.
it's contradictory. I mean,
No, there's a provision, and I'm trying to figure out a short way of saying this. Apparently, according to these guys, and this is outside my area of expertise, but the way it was explained to me when I did a little bit of research, it does make sense, although it doesn't really make sense.
yeah.
Most people think FOIL is, and it is, anybody can, Freedom of Information law, you can just send a request in.
Right.
There are certain entities that have exceptions carved out, and this would be one of them. So the public can't FOIL them. However, anybody they, and I'll put up air quotes, work for, and that would be the fire district, right, or supervisory capacity, that kind of thing, has access to request that information. Now, yes, in theory, we can request that information directly,
Without a FOIL. that's
without a
what-
FOIL, but if they choose not to honor it or
I
whatever,
gotcha.
okay, they're still subject to, the process is FOIL. That's how we would actually enforce it. Does that summarize what he basically said?
Yes, we would effectively send them a FOIL.
Right.
Which is what we basically did. We requested it without FOIL, and then we requested a second time with FOIL.
Well, we requested a year ago, in November of 2014, we foiled the benevolent. They ignored it. We filed an appeal, they ignored it. Instead of bringing a legal action at the time, the lawyers said, write to New York State Committee on Open Government,
Right.
get an opinion from them, a supporting opinion that we believe is correct. We wrote the Committee on Open Government. They had some personnel changes at the committee, so it took them almost a year to give us an answer. The answer they gave us back was, if they are acting as your agent,
You have the right.
you have the right to ask them for the documents you want to ask for if they act as your agent, as a government entity. And that they would have to comply with FOIL. So, with that said, I'm going to send them off a new FOIL, the same thing we sent them from 2 years ago, from a year ago. And this time, if they don't respond, we'll send the appeal.
Right.
And then if they don't answer the appeal, we can bring in Article 78, and we'll have the state's opinion to back up our support.
Okay.
So that's in a nutshell.
Yeah, it took them a while to get
Do
their answer
you,
back.
do you have a copy of that letter you said that, Controller's Office, asked for the address to the Benevolent Association? Do you have a copy of that letter?
It's up front.
I asked Mary Lou the other day, she said she never saw it.
No, it's up front. There's a letter up front. They thought the benevolence address is here.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to see a copy of it, if you got it.
It was up in the drawer up front.
Okay.
We'll get it one way,
Yeah,
we'll get
all right,
it.
thank you.
Okay. Anybody in the public want any questions? Okay. We need to call Cheryl for a few minutes. And anybody else have anything else to discuss? Anything else we want to?
Are we gonna come back to public session again and talk about Chester? I mean, I don't wanna talk about it until we've spoken to,
Well, we'll at least come back and close the meetings.
We can come back and close the meeting. So why don't we make a motion to adjourn to executive session, and we'll come back.
Make a motion to adjourn the executive session.
I'll second it.
Jerry, and the time right now?
9:37.
9:37. We'll have an executive session, and we'll come right back.
Okay, we'll be right back,
Okay,
everybody.
see you later.
Okay, can I have a motion to come back to regular session?
Make a motion.
Second.
Baker and Mr. Laurie.
10:52.
52. We have a small set of bills here totaling $35,680.20. So our next meeting will be the second Tuesday, the third Tuesday.
February 16th.
February 16th. That'll be the President's Week, so I don't know if you guys are going to be around. Just double check.
Okay.
Okay. So we're paying these bills now. It would be $35,680.20. So I look for a motion to pay the bills.
So be it.
Mr. Laurie,
Second.
Mr. Baker, all in favor?
Aye.
This is aye. Okay. And then now we'll go a motion to adjourn.
So be it.
Motion by Mr. Laurie. A second.
I'll second it.
Mr. Jerry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you and have a good night. Good day.
Aye.
Bye.
Thanks.